I need $1 bad.
We are live Sunday pod week 3. A lot of good, a lot of bad. Panthers won a football game.
Giants won a football.
Giants won a football game. Who else won? There was a lot of 0-3 teams
Giants
that
didn't
won
even win a
today.
football game. The Browns lost a game.
Broncos won.
Broncos won today. It was the story of 0-3 winners. Sorry, Titans, you're going to have to wait one more week. Last 0-3 team remaining. Yeah, but it was a really good week. A lot of interesting games. Yeah, I mean, the Texans, Vikings, and the Saints, Eagles were abysmal games to watch. But I'm getting ahead of myself, so let's just jump into it. First game on the slate here, New York Giants on the road in Cleveland. Sneak away with a victory, 21-15. Giants outgain the Browns by over 100 yards, 228 through the air, 112 on the ground, 4.9 yards per play. Terrible on third down, 4 for 14, 9 penalties, but pretty clean, only 2 sacks. The big thing I see for the Browns here, 8 sacks for Watson, 2 fumbles lost, 2 turnovers for the Giants as well. But 8 sacks is it's hard to play football with 8 of those.
Yeah, I mean, this Browns team sucks.
Malik Neighbors could have been a Cardinal.
Oh my god!
Oh
Let's
my
not
god!
overreact at all.
Whoa. I'm gonna overreact. I am. I think
He is really good.
It's every week, fellas. Marv had 1 quarter, and he did not have a single catch after that last week.
He didn't
60 yards today.
They were up
I
like
don't care.
40.
I don't care. Malik Neighbors is special. He's gonna be a Hall of Famer at the end of his career. I'm already.
Wow! I mean, Jesus. Okay, you probably said the same thing about Odell, and look where he's at in there now.
He's doing this with Daniel Jones, who, I mean, did what he had to today. Not too bad. But, I don't know. This Browns team's not going to win anything if this O-line doesn't get figured out. And they lost Wyatt Teller today.
Yeah, Jedrick Wills went down today as well.
I would like to just hop off the if they don't fix the O-line thing. Deshaun Watson, I don't give a fuck. He might be the worst starting quarterback in the NFL. I don't want to hear about the offensive line. I don't want to hear any of these fucking... I don't want to hear about any of the stats, the pressure rate, any of this. If you are a good quarterback in this league, you can overcome bad to subpar offensive line play, especially when you're playing the Giants defense, which hasn't been able to do shit to start this season.
Right.
If you are good enough, and he's getting paid like he's one of the best, you can overcome that, at least to some degree. He cannot. He has to have everything perfect in a situation to win a game, to even compete in a game. And they did not compete in this fucking game. They got a free touchdown to start the game.
They did get a free touchdown.
Fucking idiot fumbled, and they scored in the first play from scrimmage.
The idiot fumbled.
21-0 after that. They left 21 unanswered, and they got the ball back multiple times with a chance to win the game, and they just kept feeding the ball to the other team. The Browns ruined the AFC North parlay because the Bengals have free money tomorrow night. That should have been a huge winner. It's infuriating, this team, but I'm glad that we have clarity that the Browns suck, so I don't have to worry. I can scratch them off officially now. I'm only worried about the Ravens.
What? You're just gonna dismiss the leader in the North at 3-0?
He's a hater.
That's crazy.
Don't worry about it.
How
You guys-
fucking disrespectful.
He'll learn what's coming.
You'll have to score more than 20 points here soon.
We just did. Well, we scored 20.
Yeah, no, it's not more than 20, Corey. That's 20.
20 is the.
You can't even
Is
score
the
3
mark.
touchdowns in a game. You can't.
Listen,
It's
talk
not
to me when you
possible.
win a football game, and then we can speak.
I'll talk to you
After
tomorrow
week
night.
1, it was you
Okay, I'll
can't
talk
score
to you
more
on-
than you can't even score a touchdown in a game.
I'll
And
be
after
throwing
week
a
2 is
party
you can't score more
on
than
the
one.
Tuesday
and
pod.
then, yeah, come on.
You guys just keep building. You might get to 3 next week.
If we do, then watch
You
out.
got anything on the Browns?
I do have a few things. I'm not gonna defend Watson at all here. He's very bad, and yeah, he should be exiled.
Bad
from
player or
the
bad person?
Both.
He is a worse. He's a worse player than person.
Is he?
Yes.
You guys are talking. You guys are talking.
Anyway, I'm not. He should be exiled from the NFL. Don't get me wrong. However, I think the Giants' defense is still pretty good. I mean, Dexter Lawrence still very good. Bobby Okereke, they have Thibodeau, they have Brian Burns, they have really good players on that defense.
A
So I'm
good
not.
defensive lineman, for sure.
I-
Their defensive line is good.
Dexter Lawrence. Yeah.
So
I mean,
Luke's
I got
I
guys.
said
point-
Dexter.
I understand Deshaun shouldn't be getting. He's not the player that they're paying him to be. I completely understand that. But I would love to see the stats on a QB that's pressured 48 times and gets sacked 8. I really
He
would.
wins the AFC Championship game.
I
No,
don't.
he wins the AFC Divisional
I-
game against the
I-
Titans.
I
His name's
don't-
Joe Burrow.
I don't care that you're like to say that any good QB in the NFL could overcome that. I just disagree with.
Look at
I
Bryce
really
Young.
do.
Look at Bryce Young.
Wow.
We'll get to that.
Maybe
We'll
Deshaun
get to
Watson
this.
just isn't fit for AFC North ball. Maybe he
That's
needs
a
to
fact. He was a fucking
He's not
dome
fit for
merchant.
NFL football. He needs to go to the fucking XFL and
He
live
was
a
a-
good Johnny Manziel style life.
He was a dome and Nuke Hopkins merchant. He was never good.
We spent way too long in this shitty game. Let's move on. Eagles on the road in New Orleans. Eagles winning a stunner 15-12. And looking at the numbers, I see how fucking how abysmal the Saints bet was because the Eagles outgained them total by 200 yards. 460 for the Eagles to 219 for the Saints. It didn't feel that bad, but it was that bad. Eagles 6.9 yards per play, 6 for 14 on third down. 2 turnovers for the Eagles, 1 for the Saints. Saints losing a heartbreaker, honestly, even though the numbers are so bad. They had this locked up down to a 3rd and 16, and Goddard rips off fucking 80 yards. He was down, Corey, so keep geeking.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Damn.
The Falcons-Chiefs game's going on right now, and he thought the punt returner fumbled, but he sure did not. So,
Damn.
yeah, I mean, this was a really shitty game, but it had me on my toes. I was back in Saints money line 2 units, and man, what a fucking heartbreaker for me.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
Free is
even
free
know how
gets.
I don't know how the Saints even give that up on 3rd and 16.
I-
That was generationally bad.
It was so bad,
defense. Like,
so bad. Well,
Every
they
Derek
ran.
Carr
They
supporter.
sorry, Hunt, go ahead. Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying. We were. Connor said this is
I
the
know.
best QB in the NFL.
I did not
Not a
say
shot.
that. I did not say that.
Stat wise,
I did not. Stat wise.
Right now, you said stat wise, he's the
Stat-wise.
best.
I did
QB
not
in the
say
NFL.
he was the best quarterback. in the
14 for
NFL.
25, 142, 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Yeah,
Not
it
him.
was a bad game.
what teams were those stats against? That's my whole thing.
Exactly. And
I just Hurts stat line doesn't make sense to me in this game because I didn't think. Did he play well?
I don't think he played bad.
they
He
were
wasn't
just
having
bad in the
anything.
red zone. They were bad in the red zone.
The
was the
Stevie
problem.
was tough.
The
He
Stevie
did
was
throw
tough.
Stevie.
He threw
He did
a
throw
book.
Stevie.
He threw a book.
Is
What
Devontae
was
Smith
that?
okay? Does he just have a concussion?
Did you see the
He
clip?
got
Yeah.
rocked.
He's
Yeah.
dead, dog. He's
Yeah,
dead.
if you
Did they
didn't,
not call targeting on that?
they did not
They didn't
because
call a penalty on that. Nothing.
That's
No.
you know why?
crazy.
Because that guy's a dog and he was barking at the chain and they let him off. And
Devontae will miss
fucking
1
attacked
week,
him.
but he'll be back. But next week, if AJ Brown's not back, then
Yeah, who do they
Devontae's
play
not
next
here.
week?
I actually do not know.
We'll get into that, but anything else on this game? It was it was exciting for what it was. Really, truly was.
The
At
Saints
the end,
offense when they don't have a 20-point lead, not that impressive. That's all I'll say.
But they had to get the
Eagles D line's awesome. Still.
I understand, Corey,
yeah.
but they boat race teams out of the rip. When Derek Carr's playing from behind, not a good offense, or even just a close game.
I wouldn't say that when they were behind and he threw that touchdown to Olave. That was pretty electric. I mean, it was
It was a
just
good
tough.
ball.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a tough game, really, for the Saints. Eagles D line was giving them a lot of fits, like Hunter was mentioning.
Without
Also,
Smith and Brown, this Eagles team's going to have some issues. They already were struggling without Brown. Now without Smith, who had 10 targets this game, it's Dallas Goedert's not putting these numbers up. I
Also,
don't care what you
Sirianni,
No.
Sirianni's put in a bid for worst coach in the NFL.
do.
A really strong
easily.
bid.
We talked
Him
about
and
His
Pierce
decisions on
are
Fourth downs, I don't just be consistent rather,
abysmal. Yeah.
and make the right call.
Luke, I think both of us should put our hands up for taking over 49.5 in this
Yeah.
game. And the final
Irresponsible
score is 15,
way to use your money there.
12. Yes, so that one's on me. That one's
Eagles
on
scored all of their points in the fourth quarter. Jesus.
Yeah, it was an interesting game.
Didn't he try to kick a 60-yarder with Jake Elliott?
Yeah, and he had
What
the
a
leg, but he
fucking
missed it.
dummy.
He had the leg, but he missed it.
What a dummy.
Yeah, fun game though. Moving on, Texans, man, we couldn't have been more wrong. Texans on the road in Minnesota. Vikings beat the dog piss out of them, 34-7. And it's just a Vikings game. I mean, nothing crazy. But here's the thing: they don't even need to show everything that they have to offer. They get these leads, and then they just coast. Like they only had 274 yards of offense, 156 through the air, 118 on the ground, 4.6 yards per play, 6 for 13 on third down. And they just coast. I mean, and then the Texans on paper, two INTs, that doesn't feel good. But 296, but here's the thing, they're just chase ball. I think the biggest number pops out to me is only 38 rushing yards for the Texans. They're missing Mixon, 5 sacks allowed, 2 picks. But obviously they win time of possession playing chase ball literally all game. So, but man, what a fucking, we couldn't have all been more wrong. Hands the fuck up.
Not me.
Man, that was brutal. And that's my Vikings. These are my Vikings. I should have fucking known. God damn it.
But I will say, fading the Texans week after week after week is the play to do to make money. They're 0-3 against the spread. Last week, I kind of faded them, took the under in the game, and they really helped out with this under because they only scored 7 points. So, fade the Texans. They make money.
3 weeks into the season, we're declaring it.
Also, O'Connell, Coach of the Year. Go ahead and mail that ticket off to the ballot box.
Can they give it to Brian Flores? Can they give it to them both?
Brian
Honestly,
Flores is a magician back
Yeah.
there.
well, KFC is doing his thing with the. I'm still not believing the Sam Darnold bullshit.
Dude,
this is gonna come crashing.
He's cooking.
It's
cooking.
gonna come crashing down at some point. He's not. There will be a breaking point. I don't know when, but there will be a breaking point.
He's cooking though, dude. Like,
And he's
for
younger
real.
than Joe Burrow.
Cool. What the fuck does that have to do with literally anything?
I don't know. Just something to think about.
I don't know either. I'm asking you why you're saying.
Put it in the back of your head and just think when Joe Burrow's struggling.
It's like, yeah, I don't
Just
know.
think, man, I could have Sam Darnold right now.
Oh God! All right.
Sam Darnold wouldn't be
All
able to
right.
play that.
That's
Yeah,
facts.
He
never
would
been
not have
0-2.
lost to the Patriots.
He's never been 0-2. Facts.
Hey,
Did he go like
He
0-11?
got drafted into what? Adam Gase? Is that right?
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
that
You
is
remember
true.
that guy?
What?
His
can't-
eyes
it
popping
takes
out.
a
of his
Bro
few
got
head.
years.
drafted into Zach Taylor.
It takes a few years to bounce back from the Adam Gases of the world.
Unless you're Peyton Manning. And you curse everyone else with Adam Gase because they think he's smart because he called plays for Peyton Manning, which is really just sat there with an iPad. Yeah, the Texans are gonna bounce back. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
CJ looked bad. This Brian Flores defense is fucking crazy.
Here's the thing, though: the Texans' defense looked bad too.
yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't look great.
No.
Coverage is a problem. They're still getting a lot of pressures with Anderson and who's the old Viking? Hunter.
Yeah, Donnell. Dog.
Danielle,
He's a
I
dog.
think.
Or Danielle Hunter. Yeah. Daniel.
Danielle.
Danielle.
They're creating pressures. I just they're not holding up in coverage. Stingley is supposed to be he's a first round pick, top 5 pick.
Yeah.
He needs to be better. Needs to step up.
Yeah, he's kind of a bum.
But yeah, we're gonna bounce back. We'll be all right.
Jalen Peach.
We're gonna
I'm not
bounce
wavering
back.
on the Texans. I'm not wavering on the Texans. They're gonna win some
Nah,
games. They're gonna start
yeah.
covering spreads.
But this.
Their run game's dog shit though. I mean,
Yeah, well, Joe Mixon's out. It's tough.
Yeah, Joe Mixon didn't run well on the fucking Bears, and we saw what JT did to him today.
Their run game is trash, but I don't know if that's gonna matter. They shouldn't matter. They should throw it more, and they should throw it more efficiently.
Agreed. I agree with that.
Yeah.
You have 3 great receivers and a pretty decent tight end. You should be throwing the ball a lot.
Tough loss, but nothing to panic about in this.
No,
loss.
do not panic,
The
dude.
Vikings look like a fucking juggernaut.
Dude, and who told you? I'm walking
You
the
did.
baby,
You did.
and I'm telling you, this Vikings
You could get a
team is
great
gonna
clip
be
of me
sneaky.
week 1 trashing the Vikings. You could get a great clip because
There you go.
everything I said is completely false.
And get an amazing clip of me saying this team is gonna be special. Oh my.
Yeah.
It was bad.
All right.
Moving on though to the man, my Sean Payton Broncos on the road. Bo Nix 26-7 gets the dub. this Broncos team on this Bucks defense, 352 yards of total offense, 216 through the air, 136 on the ground, 5.5 yards per play. Terrible on third down, 4 for 13. No sacks. That was the difference maker. No sacks, 1 fumble. Now let me give you just these quick Buck numbers, okay? 223 total yards, 132 through the air, 91 on the ground, 4 yards per play, 3 for 11 on third down, 7 sacks, 2 turnovers. I mean, you're not going to win games simply with that. Yeah, I don't care if you're playing the Broncos or the Chiefs.
Start tailing me. If you're not listening to Thursday pods, you need to start tailing me. I might be the sharpest better in the world when it comes to field goal totals. I'm seeing the board differently. Will Lutz cash in the first half. It was the easiest bet of my life.
Yeah, I shot Luke a text and said, I appreciate that look.
Yeah.
Cash me on that.
I know I should have put more units on it, but I was the only one that came up with taking the Broncos plus 6.5 play. It was the very ugly play, but it was the correct play by a long shot. Brought Brain along with me. I convinced him about it, so we both cashed on that.
Yeah, I'm not betting on Bo
congrats,
Nix
you're a fucking genius.
I'm never betting on
Listen,
Bo Nix.
hey, you didn't bet on the Broncos.
I'm not hating on it. I'm just
I'm
not hating.
I've been saying it for weeks now. Looked great today. Did what he had to do, especially in the ground game. His legs. Awesome.
I need to see his pass.
Baker did not play well.
Well,
No.
7 sacks is tough. I mean,
They were causing pressure. Mike Evans, time to hit the panic button. 2 receptions, 17 yards, 3
He
targets.
does this every year, bro. He'll disappear
we're
for
not
2 weeks, and
panicking.
he'll drop 7 catches for 130 and 3 touchdowns. Like,
yeah, we're definitely
But
not
the
paying
2
attention.
weeks
It's
are
like Evans'
back-to-back
experience.
weeks, dog.
yeah, it's
He didn't
usually
play
every
well
other
this
week,
line.
but he'll be fine. He'll be fine. I
Yeah.
don't got much more on this.
Anything else
I think
on
the
that?
Bucks are like a 9-7 wild card team.
Oh,
The Broncos
Jaleel
are, like, gonna get,
McLaughlin
like,
is
6 wins.
Jaleel McLaughlin's RB1 in Denver for
Great.
Really?
Broncos.
Because
Yes, sir.
on my
Tyler
on
Beatty.
my stat sheet right here, it says Tyler Batty is. So
A lot of
It's
interesting people there in Denver running the ball.
Jaleel McLaughlin had 5 carries for 7 yards. Corey, that's RB1.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Dude looked like
move
a
on.
fuck.
Let's move
I
on.
watched the game.
Let's-
You weren't watching the game.
Okay. Yeah. 5 carries for 7 yards tells me
Five-
about all I need to
five-
know.
Hey, he had a
Yards,
sick
yards,
touchdown
Jaleel
yards.
run.
McLaughlin is the
Yeah.
RB1.
He had a sick touchdown run. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, let's stop talking about the fucking this game.
Moving on. Packers on the road in Tennessee. Man, Tennessee, the last 0-3 team.
Titans, man.
Packers, though, Malik Willis, impressive, or well, I should say LaFleur. 378 total yards, 190 through the air, 188 on the ground, 6.4 yards per play, 5 for 14 on third down. Not bad. 10 penalties, got to clean that up, 3 sacks. The thing I see most for the Titans here is 8 sacks, 3 turnovers. Packers had a clean game, no turnovers. 33 rushing yards also doesn't help, and 4.5 yards per play is probably league average. They were 0 for 1 on fourth down as well. I'm ready to say it's time for the Titans to. We need to look at Quinn Ewers. That's our next guy because Levis ain't it.
Yeah, I think Brian Callahan feels the same way. I think he openly hates Will Levis.
Yeah.
We had the clip last week of him saying, "What the fuck are you doing?" I think we're going to get some more clips this year of him doing that.
They panned to him today, and when he threw a pick, he just shook his fucking head and looked down. It was hilarious.
I mean, Levis's stats aren't crazy. I didn't watch, so I can't tell you if he did any boneheaded shit. I mean, I don't know how bad the 2 interceptions were, but 26-34 for
Look
260
at
and 2
the
touchdowns.
sacks numbers. Again,
No, the
fellas.
sacks, I understand. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, 8 sacks
No
is
QB's going to shine in this.
Burrow does,
Will
but
Levis
he's just
doesn't
different.
look good at all.
This is
I
also
don't
true.
know how you can't. 26, 34, 260. I mean, I understand it didn't look great, but I mean, the numbers are there to at least give you a little bit of hope.
And
I'm not
also-
trying to defend Will Levis here. They're playing from behind.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
But I mean, give props to Matt LaFleur. This guy.
Yes.
Malik Willis.
Cooking.
Ooh.
Coach.
Is it time to
Coach.
is it time to think of a quarterback controversy here? Is
No.
is
What?
Willis the guy?
What?
LaFleur is one of the best coaches in the league until he's down by 6 or more in the last 4 minutes of the game, the fourth quarter.
You'll never let him live
Then
that
he
down.
just wants to. He's done it twice. Now he just wants to kick field goals.
Anything else on
I
that?
I think anything that Luke said in the first 2 weeks about any team that he liked, should completely be thrown out
Yeah,
the window, and everybody should fade every single
next
team
year.
that
Remember
you
that for the
like
next
coming.
first 2 weeks next year. Every team I like, just bet against. 'Cause
Literally only tail
Titans
his
team is
field goal bets and don't tell anything else.
Yeah. This Titans team is atrocious. D-line's good. Everybody
Will
else
Levis
sucks.
continued his streak of getting his picture on the week. Luke Van Ness put his nuts on the back of his head. So.
Oh man. All right, moving on. Bears Colts. Bears on the road in Indy. 16-21 Colts win. Man, Anthony Richardson is bad. I'm just gonna say that.
Disgusting. Shout out Sam Shelsky. This guy fucking stinks. I don't care if you won the game or not, Sam. He fucking stinks. He's Trey Lance with good PR, buddy. This guy is trash.
AR is bad.
Yeah, just some quick numbers, though. Bears actually outgained the Colts by a good amount. 395 total yards to the Colts 306. Bears 4.7 yards per play. Colts still a good yards per play, 5.7, but terrible on third down, 3 for 12. The Bears, this is actually kind of crazy. They went 9 for 21. I think that's the most third down attempts this year. That's actually kind of insane. 3 turnovers for the Bears, 2 for the Colts. Those Anthony Richardson picks were a fucking abysmal. Anthony Richardson. I don't know how they even won this game. Listen to this stat line for Richardson. 10 for 20, 167, 2 picks, no touchdowns. That's the franchise?
Yeah, that's bad.
They had Joe Flacco warming up, Luke. I know you weren't watching, but Joe Flacco was warming up. Helmet on, like, if you fuck up again, you're coming out type shit.
I mean, they have to just keep playing him. Like, even if he sucks, they have to keep playing him. If you're committed to this experiment of trying to fucking make this guy into not even an above average, just an average, league average passer, you got to keep him playing. He's got to get reps because, like we said, he's played like what? Now it's like 18, 19 games since his senior year of high school. Like, he's got to play. He's got to get reps. So you got to keep playing him. You got to grow with him. But it's not looking good, and the receiver room is not helping.
The receiver room is fine.
No, fine today. Cole Kmet really stepped up today.
Are you talking about the Colts or are you talking about the Bears?
I'm talking about the Colts.
Oh, sorry.
Brother, what do you mean? They have receivers.
No, dude. Okay, they have receivers in name only. Alec Pierce is the best receiver on the team right now. Michael Pittman fucking blows.
Okay.
I don't know what.
Chill out. It's definitely not Pittman. It's Richardson. Do not slander
But Pittman doesn't even look like he wants to be out there ever, dude.
Yeah, his fucking quarterback's 10 for 20 for 2 picks and a Bucks. I wouldn't fucking either.
You just got paid, bitch. You need to step up and be a fucking leader. Don't go moping around. Oh, my quarterback can't give me the ball. Shut the fuck up and get open more. Make better fucking
Says the
routes.
Jamar Chase
Catch better
backer.
balls.
I mean, come on, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Jamar ain't never mad at Burrow. He ain't mad at fucking Burrow. When Burrow went down last year, Jamar stepped the fuck up. We won games because of Jamar Chase. Shut the fuck up. Anywho,
DeAndre Swift, 13 carries for 20 yards. I mean, he's
Bears.
toast.
Yeah, I got shit on the Bears too.
Toast.
Caleb Williams looked good.
Colts rush defense is
Caleb Williams.
I would not say he looked good.
Caleb Williams looked good.
No, you didn't even watch the game.
Caleb Williams threw some good balls.
You didn't even watch the game.
Really bad balls.
This guy didn't even watch the game, and you're commenting on the game.
Chart. I saw his pass chart.
His pass chart?
A rookie too.
Yeah.
That's what we're going on.
His pass chart looked great.
You know how many? He attempted 52 passes.
He's trying to play quarterback with 2 hands behind his back. He's got Shane Waldron calling plays who can't fucking do shit. And he's got an offensive line that's awful, atrocious. It's bad. It's bad situation. Like, he went from being the best situation number 1 picks ever came into to literally just being a Bears quarterback again. Like, within 3 weeks. The situation's not great. Roman Dunes looked good finally. Showing some life.
He did. He popped.
But they can't run the ball at all, which when you have a rookie quarterback, it helps you get the run game going. And they paid DeAndre Swift to come and run the ball, and
he can't do it. He can't do it.
I don't even know if it's his fault or not, because I've seen Swift be good, but fuck.
He doesn't look good when there is holes there. So I mean, it doesn't help when
it's not good in Chicago offensively. I mean, if it doesn't come down to Levis and the Titans just completely choking away, this team is easily 0-3 and the worst team in the league. And we're talking like bad.
But Caleb Williams is good. Interesting.
I think Caleb Williams will be good.
Yes, will be. Okay. Keyword will be.
We want to talk
but
about
right
the
now,
Bears.
no.
If we want to talk about the Bears, this is what we should be talking about. Ryan Poles, you made one of the greatest trades in the history of the NFL.
Yes.
Great job. Kudos to you. You got the quarterback you wanted. Why in the actual fuck did you keep Dweeberflus? You can him and you start over with the new QB. There would have been, you'd had Bobby Slow, fucking Ben Johnson, you had all of them line the fuck up to come coach Caleb Williams. I promise. All those offensive guys would came running hand over fist to come fucking coach your team. And you said, let me stick with this guy who I was literally going to fire mid-season until he just rattled off like 7 wins. The team stepped up in the second half of the season, and like that never works for saving coaches' jobs. It should never fucking work, especially a defensive coach. It just really dumb, and the offensive coordinator is even dumber. So I'm done with the Bears. The Bears should be better, and I hate that they aren't.
They covered my teaser 8.5, so kudos to the Bears. Anything else on this? Yep.
I do want to point out neither of the two panelists are here, Tony and Brant, who had an argument over Roshan's usage on the Tuesday pod. Roshan had 8 carries and had 4 catches for 32 yards, so something to look at
Dynasty.
Yeah, I mean, he's a Bears running back, so that's not exciting at all.
There's historically never been good Bears running backs.
Matt Forte.
That was a joke.
He was being facetious.
The sweetness.
The sweetness. Moving on. Chargers on the road in Pittsburgh. Steelers 20-10. Take the dub. Numbers look good. These are the best Steelers numbers I have seen, and this is a decent Chargers team. Herbert was banged up, but 346 total yards of offense. We doubled them. 232 through the air. Fields looked really good today throwing the football. And 114 on the ground, 5.3 yards per play. I mean, yeah, put the fucking hat on. We're 3-0, baby. Chargers numbers are bad. This team's going to struggle.
It's not a good team. It's not a good team.
Especially not with a banged-up Herbert. I mean, 168 total yards of offense. Now, I understand the Steelers' defense is good, but Jesus Christ. 107 passing yards, 61 rushing yards, 3.7 yards per play. They were 3 for 11 on third, no turnovers, 5 sacks. Steelers were 7 for 14 on third down. That's amazing. We only punted 3 times, allowed 2 sacks, and Fields threw 1 pick. Justin Fields is becoming a really good football player.
And I'm going to say something that you guys aren't going to like to hear. If Herbert doesn't get hurt in this third quarter, you guys lose this game.
Wow, that's laughable.
I understand, and I'll tell you why. If Taylor Heineke has any pocket presence, so just looking at the numbers here, Taylor Heineke went 2 for 2, took 1 more sack at 3 sacks than Justin Herbert did, got pressured 14 more times than he did, and just the offense was in dismay. Herbert was getting the ball out quick, allowing to be able to run. JK going into half had, I think, 38, 40 yards, and he finished with 44. So you can say what you want, but that offense without Herbert, this is what they're going to look like. Because Herbert wasn't playing bad, and he was throwing pretty decent against you guys. I mean, fine for what you guys are giving up throughout the year. But it's just a different team.
I just don't really know how you can say that. Like, Herbert's 1 touchdown was on a busted coverage to Quentin Johnston.
Yeah, that was bad.
And the entire game was just getting bottlenecked by the Steelers' defense.
I wouldn't say bottlenecked was the word.
I understand that you like Herbert, and I know Herbert is
I'm coming from an unbiased standpoint here.
He is very talented quarterback, but that is not the hill that I think people should die on by saying Herbert would have won this game if he didn't get hurt.
He got hurt in the third quarter, leading you guys 10-7 into half. I don't care if it was busted coverage or not. Come back out, they don't score a touchdown or a field goal in the third and fourth quarter. When did he get hurt? I got the third quarter.
Well, I need to know when.
Okay, we don't need to have this argument right now on this podcast. He didn't play. He got hurt. Is this the same injury that he had preseason, or is this different?
This is what he came into the game with. It's what he came into the game with.
It's not the preseason. It was just
this is what he came into the game with.
Okay, yeah. So
ankle.
Herbert is probably going to be banged up the rest of the season, and I already didn't like the Chargers before the season. I think the Chargers are a fade the rest of the fucking. I mean, they'll play some more bad teams, but unless they're playing a bad team where you just think they have the better coach and they're just going to have a better game plan, I would fade the Chargers. This offense is stinky. Yeah. Stinky. Yeah. And their defense is not that good. It's been overrated
because
they played the Raiders.
It's an average
Raiders and the
defense.
Panthers. If the Steelers are scoring 20, it's a bad defense.
Okay, brother, relax. 3-0. But yeah, 3-0 Steelers. We love to see it.
The real question here is, who's the better Ohio State quarterback in the NFL right
Oh
now? Is it
my
Justin Fields or
Christ.
CJ Stroud?
Some are asking.
So some are asking
Ridiculous
that question.
question.
It's just a little thing to think to yourself.
Listen, I love Fields. He's my favorite Ohio State quarterback ever.
Anything else in this game? Steelers money line cash me for 2 units, so we love that.
Trying to see.
That was the easy spin.
Moving on, Dolphins on the road in Seattle. Man, under.
Skip.
Thank you.
Skip.
I thought you don't even. It is a skip. We don't want to talk about it.
Skip.
Dolphins lose 3-24 to the Seahawks. Seahawks did what they came to do. 370 total yards, 270 through the air, 100 on the ground, 6.2 yards per play. Bad on third down, 3 for 11, only allowed 3 sacks. Gino threw 2 picks. And so that's interesting. The Dolphins had no turnovers, but it didn't really matter. Both teams had 11 penalties. Dolphins allowed 6 sacks. They had 205 yards of total offense, 3.7 yards per play, 1 for 12 on third down. Wow, Mike really drawing up the gang banging plays.
Not going to
0 for 3 on fourth down. It's not looking good at Miami with it.
McDaniel is getting fired before the season's over.
Okay, I don't know if I would go that
That's my
far.
hottest take.
It's tough. You definitely don't get fired when you lose your star quarterback and you're playing with backups, but we got to do better than 1 for 12 on third down, that's for sure. Seattle kicked their fucking ass and sent them packing. Tim Boyle got some snaps. Shout out Tim Boyle. Had a snazzy little Mahomes zipper in there. But yeah, this is not good by a lot of stretches of the imagination. So
you could have went on the streets. You could have went. Mike McDaniel could have walked down the streets of Seattle and said, "Who wants to throw the football for me today?"
he could have picked you up.
I don't understand. I don't care what you tell me about that playoff game Skylar Thompson made 1 appearance for. How is this guy in the NFL? I mean, his stats don't look. 13 for 19, you can get completions. I don't care. That was awful. He looked so
Hand up. I said he was
bad.
decent. I was wrong.
Carter called me today and
terrible.
said he was better than Tyler Huntley. Snoop Huntley.
Okay, that
It's
I will
unbelievable.
stand on that. I will stand
That's
on
crazy. Tyler Huntley's a Pro Bowler.
that. Give me Mike
Chill.
Boyle. Give me
Tyler
Mike Boyle. The
Thompson's
Pro
never
Bowl
won
is a fucking
Tim
Mickey
Boyle.
Mouse
Mac Jones is
award these
also a Pro
days, bro.
Bowler.
Okay, and
Matt Jones did the gritty in a Pro Bowl.
he did do that.
All right.
But yeah,
We're
that
done
game
with this.
stinks.
Rest in
The
peace to
underhit.
Dolphins fantasy players rip.
I will say
It was
Until
good.
Tua
2
comes
weeks.
back, it's big rib. It's big rib.
I will say unless if Tua doesn't come back and doesn't kind of save the season, I do agree with Luke. Mike McDaniel might get canned.
Are they just gonna throw a flag
They're
on
not
every
gonna
fucking
can
play
him
here?
for losing his fucking starting quarterback. You guys are crazy.
People-
When does that
coaches
ever
have lo-
happen?
Coaches have lost their job for less.
I
He also,
don't agree.
I also don't
But
think he's that good of a
after the
coach
past-
either.
After the past 2 seasons he's had with them, you can't.
No. Are
What?
you
He hasn't
kidding
won a
me?
playoff game, right?
They get blown
He's-
out by
he's-
every good team.
he's
Every
putting
team with a
them
winning
in-
record, they lose to.
Putting him in position to play in the playoffs.
Yeah, isn't it-
You can't dog him for not having Tua. I don't care
Yeah.
what you say. You can't fire him for this.
Wasn't there a
It's-
stat that came out the other week that they're like 1-8 against
Teams with winning records.
Yeah, something like that.
Bad.
Well, the
But I
Seahawks
think the
definitely have a
Bengals-
winning record. Seahawks are 3-0 on the season. They're leading the NFC West.
Every other team in there is 1 and 2.
Yes.
Very interesting.
But yeah, definitely interesting. I mean, Tua, say he's not retiring. He says he will be back. So interesting to kind of see how that will play out. They have the bye week 5, so he's probably eyeing to come back week 6 and see if he can play. Because man, the Dolphins have to at least scrap out 1 win. I mean, to go and be 1-5 or 1-4 because they have the bye. Oof. That's a tough start, and to try to come back and make the playoffs. At that point, it's like, why even risk it if you're Tua? If you're not going to make playoffs.
Make the call. Get Tannehill in there.
Make the call. Miami reunion.
Unreal on his agent. Way to get that contract signed.
Yeah, Luke, I know.
Shout
this is
out
getting-
Drake
this is
London
getting
for
sweaty.
getting my Falcons plus 3.5 where we need to fucking be. Do we want to take a pause and watch the end of this game real quick?
No, we aren't taking a pause. Let's go.
Okay.
We're done.
Panthers
We'll pause-
on the
we'll pause.
road in Vegas. Panthers in the Dalton Red Rocket. So much to say. Panthers win 36-22. It wasn't even close. All those Raiders yards and points were garbage time. I would go on a limb to say that they were not 5.6 yard per play come halftime or the third quarter. Panthers, 437 total yards of offense, 306 through the air, 131 on the ground, 6.2 yards per play. Completely different fucking team. Completely different. 5 for 12 on third down. Only 2 sacks allowed. No turnovers. 1 time of possession by a huge margin. And made a mediocre Raiders team look awful. Raiders, 331 total yards, 276 through the air, 55 rushing yards. They got running back problems. I'm going to come out and say it. 5.6 yards per play. They were 3 for 11 on third, 1 for 3 on fourth. Only allowed 3 sacks. Gardner threw 1 pick. Yeah, Panthers are back. They look decent.
Andy Dalton is good for one of these every year when he gets to come in. And he's just going to light it the fuck up.
Luke Schultz and I are wizards.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
I should've
simple. I
been
mean,
on
those
that.
guys in that locker room, when they heard that Andy Dalton was coming out, they're like, we actually have a chance.
Yeah.
Deontay, Thielen, those boys were running their routes way harder than they were for Bryce because they were like, we actually have a chance to go win a fucking football game.
Thielen ran
did
a
get
route
hurt.
a little too hard, I believe, and pulled his hamstring off the bone.
Yeah.
If you have Zamir White, if you look at him, if you see his picture online, go ahead and delete it. We're never betting on this guy again.
Just
We're
spit
not
on
touching
him.
him. He might get dropped off my fantasy team, quite honestly. This
It's
running,
bad.
this running situation sucks. Raiders suck.
How bad would it have to get for Antonio Pierce to be fired?
Oh my. Okay.
Wow.
The Falcons just lost.
Falcons just lost.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. That was
Let's
the fucking
go.
play call?
We're
That was the
cashing-
fucking play call?
Cash Luke and I minus 3.5 on the Chiefs. Cash Hunter on the under.
Hold on yet. Hold on. You never know.
It's over. There's 50
They have 3
seconds
timeouts?
left. No,
They have 2.
Oh, it's over. It's game. Victory formation.
Connor, you got the win on the over and Mahomes.
All right. Anything else on this? Bryce Young, this looks really bad for Bryce Young.
Yeah,
This
not
looks
good.
very
Real
bad for
bad.
Bryce Young. I don't know if you can go back. It's like
Well-
Andy would have to start playing really, really bad to go back to Bryce.
Only positive for Bryce is he might find a new environment, which there's a lot of teams that are
I don't
trying to
know
inquire
if
about
that's
trades
going to be
with
good
him.
for him.
The problem with Bryce is
I think it
really
will.
do think the career is over, and it's simply because if you, this is what the
He's
Panthers,
short.
this is where the Panthers failed him. They did not set up to have Bryce Young. You have to adapt the entire offense to Bryce Young, and I don't think that Bryce is going to be a good
Yo, here
Hey,
goes
we're gonna have
Mahomes
him-
with the run 5 yards back. Hold the fuck
We're
up.
gonna have him be
Jesus Christ.
second stringer
No
because he
way.
can't learn any offense. He cannot learn any offense.
The drive before he did have like a 5-yard rush Connor, so.
Jesus Christ.
He can't learn any offense. You have to build the offense around him. So I don't think that. I think Bryce's career might legitimately
We're-
be toast already.
Also, I can't remember off the top of my head who the Panthers play next week.
Bengals.
Bengals. We're taking everything Bengals. This
Yeah.
this Panthers team will not do this again. If they do, I'd be on the
We're
floor.
taking everything.
But
Bengals.
we're taking
The-
everything Bengals.
After the Bengals win by 20 tomorrow night, they're going to be like probably 10.5 point favorites.
We'll take them. We'll take everything.
9.5.
We'll take him on everything. Anything else in this game before we move on?
Chuba Hubbard seems to be revived.
Jonathan
game
Brooks is
looks
going to be a
awesome.
lot of fun.
Yeah,
Lot of
it's,
fun.
the O line looked decent. I mean, I really don't know how Andy Dalton changed the team this much. I know we just talked about it, but I'm
oh
just
my
still.
God.
Did Mahomes just get
Wow.
hurt?
No, but
Just
Mahomes
some
is
type of confidence
fucking-
at a quarterback. We're doing a podcast. If you guys could stop doing that would be cool.
Connor has over 8.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Luke. He keeps taking 5-yard fucking losses.
every time he needs it.
Like,
All right, I guess we're just
Jesus
gonna
fucking Christ.
wrap
Go on to the
wrap
next
the
one.
moving
Draft
on,
the Panthers.
San Francisco 49ers on the road in LA versus the Rams. This might be the most misleading box score of Sunday, surprisingly. San Francisco outgained LA by a good amount, $125. Niners 425 total yards of offense, 288 through the air, 137 on the ground, 6.5 yards per play. 6 for 11 on third down, 1 sack, 1 turnover, win time of possession, and lose the game. Rams didn't do anything special. 296 total yards, 198 through the air, 98 yards on the ground, 5.4 yards per play, 5 for 12 on third. No turnovers was probably the biggest key I see here. It was an interesting game. I mean, they really struggled throwing the ball from what just on the eye test. I mean, a lot of Stafford's
Jordan.
Dude.
a lot of Stafford's yards came to Tutu Atwell on bomb plays. So,
This pains me to do this to you, Connor. But
did he
That's,
not cash it?
Official
he's 17
L.
yards.
Is it 17?
That is the worst
Holy
loss I've
shit.
seen
Wow.
in a while. 3-unit loss from going from a 3-unit into a 3-unit loss because Mahomes was at like 27 yards rushing.
He
All right, let's
Now-
just
He was at
let's-
33.
Let's
He was
circle
at
back to
33.
49ers Rams.
He was at
We're gonna
33.
talk. We're gonna cover Sunday Night Football right now. We're gonna mid
yeah,
mid game
Switch
switch because we
pivot.
gotta
Switched
talk
it,
about this.
dude,
Pivot,
that-
pivot.
Bro.
Brutal loss for Connor here
Wow.
on a 3-unit player prop play on Mahomes
Wait.
over in rushing yards. He cashed it earlier in the game at like what? What was he up to? Corey?
No,
25?
they cashed it for me. It hit.
Huh?
Yeah, it hit.
Oh, was this not official on the pod?
I got an 18 and a half,
Did they
and I won on draft.
wait? Did they early cash it for you? And then that
If you win it on draft,
Take the money out.
Unfortunately, that does not count to our units.
Yeah.
I know you won in real life, which is honestly better, but on the units you will be down 3.
Did he actually not hit it?
no,
With
he's
this
17.
team, I'm gonna stand on what I said that the Falcons aren't that good. The Chiefs
Yeah.
didn't look
17.
that good in this game, and they still beat the Falcons somewhat handily. I don't think the Falcons are that good. They did lose a lot of offensive line.
We kind of touched base, said that this on Tuesday that the Chiefs are just far better. They proved it. Yeah, final 3 plays in that drive. Mahomes kneels for -5. Mahomes kneels for -4. Mahomes kneels for -4.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's.
I mean, DraftKings cashed me, but I mean,
Yeah, you got the early cash. Good for you.
Yeah, I mean, we'll keep it.
Oh, Finster had that too. This is bad luck.
Wait, Finster had it.
Yeah, he had 330 on it.
Jesus, that's a bad beat.
Oh
Yikers.
no.
I will say, watching the game, Mahomes throwing wise did not look sharp.
He hasn't
I
been sharp
mean,
all year.
I
I
know
don't know what it is.
I don't either, but he was throwing behind him, in front of. He almost should have thrown a pick, thrown to Xavier Worthy in the end zone. Very
He also
underthrown.
he tweaked his knee on one of those fucking one of those kneel downs, the second to last one there. He got up and was shaking his knee around. We'll see if it actually
Bengals are at
turns
5.5
into anything.
right now on the in Carolina.
I
FYI.
love that. Oh,
That's crazy.
yeah. Red Rifle Revenge game? I don't think so.
We've already played Andy before.
New team.
But yeah, Connor, you got anything on Falcons, Corey?
I'm
Chiefs.
lost for words on
Kyle
that bad
Pitts.
beat.
Kyle Pitts is all the way back. He's going to be a superstar.
He had like 2
Um,
catches.
One
Yeah,
of them
but
being 50 yards.
One was really cool, Luke.
Fair.
He did look very athletic.
Yes. What else? Xavier
Chiefs
Worthy's
continue to win games.
Xavier Worthy's fast, but they don't use him.
Chiefs defense is
and
fucking awesome. You can throw anybody back there and they'll be good.
Pacheco's a lot better than we thought. Well,
Carson
I knew
Steele had
I
knew
70
Pacheco was
Carson
good.
Steele had
Luke
72 yards.
Luke was
really-
the one that
I don't understand how that's proven by this game.
I don't
Carson
know.
Steele had 72.
I don't think Carson's.
Chiefs are going to continue to win games. If you can get them at 3 points, take them. If you have to get more than that, don't. It's that simple. They're going to continue to squeak out games. Yeah. Falcons will probably win the division because the division's not that good. That's about all I got. I don't think that the Falcons are anything but a mediocre team.
Falcons are an interesting team. They lose 2 of their key linemen, so that it definitely showed. The pass rush picked up a lot. They couldn't run the ball as well. Chiefs are the Chiefs. I mean, we know what they are. One of the best teams in the NFL. So nothing much to really say.
Travis
from there.
Kelce,
Washed.
see ya, buddy.
Yeah.
You're done. You're so done.
This is his last
It's
year.
not even funny.
Yeah, this is his
Gonna
last
retire
year.
with your brother.
Yeah, I
You're
mean, he's cooked. He's trying to go for the 3-peat, and then he's out. I mean, it's
Fucking-
obvious.
He's got
Because-
the Udonis Haslam 3-peat, bro. That shit, he's cooked. He's a fucking coach on the sideline.
Yeah, it's
He's just a
not good.
goddamn right tackle. He's barely running routes.
I know, but yeah, that's all I got for this game.
All right, go back to 49ers Rams. You did the recap already, so we should just talk about how Sean McVay and Matt Stafford masterclass.
I
Okay.
definitely would not call it a masterclass.
Okay,
They-
they are without their entire offensive line. Their 2 top receivers. They've got literally you and me running routes out there, and they beat the 49ers, who are, I mean, they were in the Super Bowl last year. They're a pretty fucking good team. I would say that, yeah, it's pretty I know the 49ers are missing a lot of weapons, but it didn't show, and they found a way to win the game.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it wasn't like they were playing a fully healthy Niners team. They, like you said, they were banged. I mean, missing Debo, McCaffrey, Kittle, ouch.
These old QBs who played against like the guys that we know, like they're tearing up these young cats. Like fucking Andy Dalton's out there tearing them up. And Kyron Williams is the real deal. I mean, anybody who ever had anything bad to say about Kyron Williams, you're fucking dumb as fuck. This guy's a stud. Absolute stone cold stud.
Yeah, he is a dog. He had a hell of a game.
He's a force feed merchant, but he's really good. I mean, I know how good he is, Luke, but there's literally
3.7 yards per carry.
There's nobody else.
A third round pick on a guy who was the best player on the fucking Michigan's offense. They spent a third round pick on a guy and they didn't even give him snaps because that's how good fucking Kyron is.
If you put Pacheco in this offense, does he put up these numbers?
No.
You're unbelievable. You make that.
I kind of think the Corum draft pick was because Kyron gets so much usage that honestly him getting hurt is kind of inevitable. So that's why you spend it on Corum.
Sure, but I mean, they don't even give anyone else snaps. It's literally just Kyron. He's out there fucking. He's literally the best pass blocking running back in the league too. He's so good.
Also, tough game for Ronnie Bell. I don't want to say lost them this game, but third and I think it was 4 when they were driving down to kick. All they had to do was just basically milk the clock. Drops the ball wide open that would have converted the first down, and instead they have to punt. And Stafford throws an absolute dip and dot to Tutu Atwell 50 yards down the field, and they ended up taking the lead off that. Yeah. Tough scene. Shanahan spoke on his presser, and he said, yeah, he knows he should have made that catch. We talked about it, but there's a lot of other catches in the game that we should have made, so let's see how.
I mean, listen, if it came down to that, I mean, listen, Debo doesn't drop that ball. Kittle don't drop that ball. McCaffrey don't drop that ball. If it's any of their real receivers, I mean,
Juwan Jennings definitely ain't dropping that ball.
Yeah.
What a day.
Ayuk is dropping that ball, though. I mean, are we going to speak on that? Man,
Gotta show up to camp.
He's trash.
Gotta come to camp.
Trash.
Can we revisit the T. Higgins versus Brandon Ayuk conversations?
Brother,
T. Higgins has about as much production as Brandon Ayuk. He hasn't even played.
Moving on, let's get this wrapped up. Lions on the road in Arizona win 20-13. Box score shows that Lions outgained the Cards by 100 total yards. 373, for the Lions, 186 through the air, 187 on the ground, 5.5 yards per play, 6 for 12 on third. That's a good number. 2 sacks allowed, 1 turnover. Cardinals numbers aren't bad though. 277 total, 200 yards through the air, 77 on the ground, 5.2 yards per play. But 1 for 9 on third down is not going to cut it, and 0 for 4, 0 for 2 on fourth is not it either. Only 1 sack allowed, 1 turnover. Lions win this game just like we all thought. That was a lot of our big plays.
Absolute ref merchant of a game. 2-minute warning in the second half.
That
they
was crazy.
Snap it with 2:01. They even looked at it. Pick 6 off Goff, and they call it back and allow them to go down, and then they score a touchdown from an Amon-Ra to a Jameer Gibbs lateral. Unbelievable. Can't happen.
Even if it did hit 2, if the offense is trying to get the snap in before a 2-minute warning,
that's on them.
Yeah, what are we doing? That was.
And it wasn't close. The ball is halfway between the center and Jared Goff at 2:01. It was shown on the screen.
I think the Lions are one of the best teams in the league, but man, this offense has not been what we thought it was going to be. I don't know. Goff has not looked sharp.
Yeah, they refunded the Mahomes rushing.
Oh no!
Like they took it out. You didn't pull it out?
No.
What? We told you to withdraw it.
I didn't.
They can't do anything.
Dude, I literally said withdraw the money right now. Like,
that's tough.
That's tough.
Yeah, I mean, the offense has not looked as good as I thought it was going to be. And Goff has been throwing. I don't know. The picks are bad. They got to get it cleaned up, but the defense is a lot better than the defense they had last year. So I'm gonna keep riding the Lions, especially if they keep getting these disrespectful lines. This line made no sense. Cardinals got a big win last week, but if they keep giving Lions 3-point spreads, I'm gonna keep betting them. This is a good football.
Self plug here. 3-0 in my 3 will plays this season. I am undefeated. Tell me. 3
my
plays
nuke plays.
are a
2-0.
lock. Lions -2.5 this week.
Moving on. Ravens on the road in Jerry World. Man, they've outlost it. 28-25. Ravens absolutely dominated this game and then somehow let the Cowboys crack back open the door. But the Ravens box score numbers are actually insane. This whole box score is insane. Ravens 456 total yards of offense, 182 through the air, 274 on the ground, 7.6 yards per play, 4 for 9 on third, no sacks, only punted 4 times, no turnovers. Obviously, they win time of possession, but Cowboys on the opposite end of that spectrum, 412 total yards, 361 through the air. They got to figure out the run game, though. 51 total yards of rushing, an abysmal rushing game again. 5.9 total yards per play. 7 for 13 on third down, not bad. 3 sacks, 1 turnover. But, man, the Cowboys have missing pieces, and it's very evident.
Cowboys are bad.
I think both these teams are bad.
I also agree with that.
I do not agree with that.
The Ravens have not looked good at all.
Fun stat, in 7 out of 10 Lamar Jackson losses since 2022, Lamar Jackson had the lead and the possession with under 9 minutes to go in the game. 7 out of 10 of his losses since 2022. He almost did it today.
So let me give you another stat. Lamar Jackson in his career versus NFC teams is 20-1. 20-1.
The NFC
He's an
sucks.
NFC merchant.
Yeah.
He
should go to the NFC because he can't play in the AFC North.
Well,
I will say with unbiased Lamar stuff, it's very interesting how much they're using him in the run game this year. I thought it was going to be a one-off in the Chiefs game, like because they were treating that game like it was a fucking Super Bowl. I don't blame him, but he's carried the ball 14 plus times in all 3 games this year. It's very interesting. We might want to keep smashing his rushing total.
I mean, he had a good game. He was 12 for 15, 182, a touchdown, and ran the ball 14 times for 87 yards and a touchdown.
He had a good game because they were ahead the whole fucking game. He didn't have to do much in the second.
Derrick Henry had a monster game, though. 25 carries,
defense,
151.
This Ravens defense, I'm actually less worried about the Ravens offense than
the defense is
not good at all.
No, they can't hold a lead.
No.
They cannot hold a lead. It's bad. But Cowboys are missing pieces. I mean, they need to trade. They have to. If they want to keep this glue together,
who should they be going
have
after?
To trade. God, I mean,
like, what's their biggest needs?
Running back. Bad.
I get that.
Running back
but...
and linebacker. I mean, you could go for like a. Huh?
Can Finster hop on or no? Would
No.
mess up the editing?
Yes. No.
Yeah.
You could go for Miles Sanders, Khalil Herbert. I mean, somebody that has some spunk. Yeah, somebody. I mean, I'm looking through these teams. Those would be my options. I mean, somebody. I mean, it is bad in that room right now. Zeke. Let me just look at these fucking numbers, dude. I mean,
let's just be honest.
Not good.
Before they blew it open in the fourth quarter when they were already fucking losing hell and the Ravens were just trying to run the clock out, Dak wasn't good. Like, they weren't moving the ball.
He threw the ball 51 times.
Yeah, like, these stats are so skewed because of that fourth quarter. Like, Dak was bad. And
Zeke 3 carries for 6 yards. I mean, yikes.
I'm damn near out on the Cowboys because I don't think much of this Ravens defense. And I get the box score says it was close at the end, but it really wasn't. I mean, the Cowboys got to play the Giants next week. That'll probably be. Oh, that's a Thursday night game. That's disgusting.
Gross.
Yeah.
I have one thing for this game, real quick. I think the Ravens defense is, don't get me wrong, I don't think they're great for what we're used to seeing. They held this Cowboys defense really well the entire game, other than the fourth quarter, and I'll give you that. It was one of those weird incidents. But if I'm Harbaugh, I'm going into this locker room and telling the trainers to have ice baths ready after every game. This is how this offense should be run. You run this ball down their throats and let Lamar make these passes he needs to make when he needs to make them. But give Derrick Henry and Lamar, and maybe even just this needs to be a 30-plus carry team every week. Every week. I don't care what you're telling me.
Facts.
Lamar is efficient when you don't have to let him throw 30-plus times a game.
Facts.
And I know Derrick Henry won't average 6 yards a carry per season, but if you start mixing in these read options and Lamar runs how he has been, this offense is going to be so much better. I agree. Lamar can't be so pressured to have to make plays with his arm all the time. You just need to let him do what Jaden Daniels is doing and just run whenever it feels comfortable because it's going to work for him. It's just defense got to tighten it up. But Ravens actually showed a lot of improvement this week to me. I was kind of really out on, not really out, but like this team might not make the playoffs, but they're going to get it together, and I think this is a solid win for them.
Yeah, self plug. Ravens money line 2 units cash. Lamar rushing 2 units cash. Easy game.
Someone needs to get Justin Tucker. Needs to get Travis Kelce's phone number, and they need to hold a press conference tomorrow. They're both fucking retiring.
Yeah, Justin Tucker's officially
washed.
Not automatic. He's got the yips, as some would say.
I'll take it easy on Lamar this week.
You already tried to
that's me taking it easy. I came with a stat.
It's on cruise control right now.
How Lamar disappears in the second, or mostly in the fourth quarter, but I'll take it easy on Lamar. He got the win. Whatever. Let's move on.
PD's got to be more involved.
I mean, listen, he wasn't more involved because he was freaking out on the fucking sidelines, being a little bitch, throwing his helmet, fucking talking shit to all the coaches and players. Yeah, you're fucking bench, buddy. Sit the fuck down and pout. You could have won this fucking game. You want to be
all
a
wide
pussy.
Receivers do that.
No, it was abysmal. It was abysmal. Getting in fights on the sideline. No. I don't care.
You rooted for George Pickens and you've rooted for Antonio Brown.
I don't care.
Stop.
And it's still abysmal.
George Pickens is kind of like that, but he's not a diva.
I mean, he's not fighting on the sidelines.
When have we seen CD do this?
George Pickens. I don't think CD's a diva.
It's one game.
I know, so they sat him the fuck down.
We've seen more diva things out of Jamar than we have out of Pickens or CD.
Yeah, Jamar's actually good. To be a diva, you have to be good.
How? Okay.
What?
George Pickens.
To be a diva, you have to be good.
George Pickens was an 1,100-yard receiver with Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, and Mitchell Trubisky throwing him the ball.
You have like 57 catches, dog.
He averaged 16 yards a catch.
Congrats, that's not impressive to me. If you're that good, you get the ball more.
That's it. So that's the recap. We got 2 Monday night games. Jags, Bills. That's going to be a banger. That's the game that's going to beat Hunter. Take me to 3-0 in fantasy. Thank you, Josh Allen. And then we got Manders, Bengals. Bengals are going to fall to 0-3.
Spread, boys.
Yeah, you said that the Titans are the last 0-3 team. I think Jags and Bengals might also join them.
Neither of those teams are 0-3 yet, so
they're going to be.
You think so, Corey?
The Bengals might not. The Jags are good players.
No.
Yeah.
Jaguars are winning this game. Trevor Lawrence is very good in prime time. Those are overrated. Jags win this game. People ride with the parlay. Brian Thomas over 3.5 receptions, over 50+ receiving yards. Jags money line that's paying you at plus 5.95.
Yeah, for a fucking reason. That's it. Week 3 recap. We will get
summary units.
We'll do that next week because we'll wait till we get all the totals. We will be back for week 4 bets in action. We'll probably do a small recap on the Monday night games. I'm sure a lot of us will be here hanging out. So we'll probably get together for a small recap on the doubleheader Monday. And yeah, a lot of units at stake for the Monday night. Look forward to that and look forward to the week 4 lines. I took a sneak peek at what was out there. A lot of interesting, first impression lines for week 4. A lot of money to be made, so look forward to that, and we will see you Monday. Peace.
I need $1 bad.